Здравствуй, мама, я пишу тебе письмо. Здравствуй, мама, у меня все хорошо, солнце светит, все нормально у меня, а в глазах не стоит туман, прошу взрыв гранат.
Hello everyone, this is Ravens Mapping. Welcome to the summary for the day of 24 March 2023. So for today we have a lot of interesting information. So I did not make any videos these last days because there wasn't anything, not a lot of interesting things, and I did not feel like doing a video just for one front, like just for AVDIEVKA. But today we have more interesting things, and so first you have confirmations of my mapping. So in Makievka there was a video that came out, and geolocation, not made by me but by Deep State UA, I think. So here is the picture. You can see one house, 2, 3, 4. Remember these houses, and white house here, building, and you have the tree line here, and in the video you see a tank, I think there, but there is the smoke in this screenshot. Anyway, a Russian tank. If you look closer like this, you can see exactly what you see in the video. The building, the 4 houses, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the tank being in the smoke area here. Don't ask me why in the video you actually see like trees here when there is no trees in this map from Google Map, but this is from 2020, so there has been 3 years. I don't know if they planted some trees, like I really don't know, but anyway. And if you remember my previous videos, you can see that I had always the mapping here. For example, let me check this map from 14th March. Always mapped it like that. This one is 15 March. Yeah. A lot of YouTubers did not map the Makievka front correctly. They mapped like the front starting here, going down here. But don't worry, I always map. You can count on me for mapping. So here I always talked about this place, saying that I have no informations, but I want people to understand why I map this as Ukrainian, because here I found my previous geolocation, and this geolocation was first not like a I did not post anything online. I did not have a YouTube channel back then, but I mapped, I geolocated myself. I geolocated it myself, and I actually geolocate a lot of things myself, but since nobody knows me, you know. But anyway, people end up, like Deep State UA end up also geolocating these videos, but you will see it like the day after or 2 days after. That's why my mapping is very correct and quickly modified and corrected. So in this picture you can see electrical plant, I think, I don't know. And you can see behind, like you see the forest line here, a smaller forest here and a bigger forest here, clear like yellowish fields, brown field, and another yellowish field. It's easy to find, and also in the video it says Svatovo-Kramenaya Front, so it's it gives like an idea of where it is. If you look at what you saw in the screenshots, it looks yeah, it's like this view. Yeah, so the Russians were bombarding this place after Ukrainian offensive, But since then I have no informations, no videos, nothing coming from that place, so I doubt there is anything happening now. Because the day before there was another video, but from here, of Ukrainians attacking, entering inside, but they lost like almost all of their vehicles. So we'll move down. There is informations of Russians having reached the northern outskirts of Torske, and I added this place because I always had like before I made this channel I mapped it as Russian, but I was unsure because I had no more information about Torske. And now that we have a confirmation that the Russians are northern outskirts and everything around Torske, I feel more confident to put it back as Russian. And why? Because there is 3 lines here to protect them. They can use this place as a place to attack. And there is no Russians here, so don't get fooled. There is no Russians. It's logic. Why the fuck would the Russians be here in the middle of a field? You know, not logic. So moving in the Krasnohorivka forest, there is nothing. Belegovorka fights as usual. Verkhonokamyansk. You have this part that has been captured by the Russians. I think it has been confirmed too by Deep State UA, I'm not sure. In Spornoye, so last time I talked about the geolocation I made myself about Spornoye. Here you can see in the video that has been released like 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. You see this lake, the video said like Svatovo Kremenaya front, so I actually searched all around like Svatove, Kremenaya, Torske and all those places when it was just here, more like in the Sieversk front. So there is this frozen lake. You see the houses, hangars, our riverbed here. I know it's hard to see, but there is a riverbed here. And you see the tree line behind the town, the main road in the town. And you see, well, I know it's hard. I actually searched for like 1 hour or so. I searched for long. So yeah, it's what you see in the screenshots. So yeah, Spornoye is not Russian, it's Ukrainian for now. But don't believe anyone who maps it like as Russian. That's not serious mapping. In this front you have no really interesting things besides that I corrected my mapping here. I actually had the Russians being up until this place, but they are not. Like if you take the 18th March, yeah, I mapped it like that. But yeah, it's not the right mapping, I'm sorry for that. But you know, the best is to acknowledge the mistakes and not just leave them. The Russians, yes, advanced here. I think I talked about it in the last video. Now in the Bakhmut Front, oh yes, I corrected something. I had bad informations. I corrected this 2 days ago, but I don't know if now it changed, because I mapped it as Russian last time, saying that the Russians were already in it and clearing the stadium, the Avant-Garde Stadium, but no, they weren't, but no, apparently they are, like even here I think. I'm not still sure exactly, I did not check out on Bakhmut seriously this time, because I'm more interested by the rest of the front right now. So yeah, once again attacks towards Tupochki and Petekchine. So yeah, my ping is good right here. So yes, the Russians are really, it's sure that the Russians are in this forest. It's for real, it's sure. If they end up attacking Bilagora, it will mean that they control now this forest line too. But I have no information about that. Going to the AVDIEVKA front. So yes, the most interesting was the capture of Novobakhmutivka, or Novobakhmutovka. Why interesting? Because as you know, I always mapped it as Russian, but I think they all made a mistake, is that to think that a city is just the houses you see in it. A town is just the house. What I'm trying to say is that if the Ukrainians held this patch of forest, it's still Novobakhmutovka, you know? So, yeah. It's not logic that I don't really know what do people all mean when they say Novobakhmutovka has been captured, when the Russians were already clearly in it. They were attacking sometimes Alexandropol. They attacked also a lot of times these last 3 or 4 weeks the town of Novokalinove, and that was before they actually captured Krasnohorivka. So let me check older map from So this is 3 March. My mapping from the 3 March shows it as this. So yes, I think at that time the Russians were already attacking Novokalinov. I think, or perhaps let me check a more recent mapping. Yeah, no, yes, oh perfect. So yes, in this mapping you actually see from the 7th March that the Russians attacked Novokalinov, and I mapped it like that. But I think perhaps the right mapping would have been to map this place as Ukrainian, because that would explain why now today they all say Russians captured Novobakhmutovka, Russians captured Novobakhmutovka. Perhaps they just did not capture this place, and they just did yesterday. But really, it makes no sense. I don't understand. I think it's incorrect mapping from everyone, or we're not talking about the right Novobakhmutovka, because there is also this Novobakhmutovka, this Novobakhmutovka. There's so fucking a lot of Krasnogorovka, Novobakhmutovka. So you know it's not a lot of Severne, lot of Opitne, lot of Veseloye. So yes. So for today you have confirmations of a Ukrainian counteroffensive from Berdichi Stepove. So what happened is that the Ukrainians attacked from the coke plant here, moved north through the tree lines and attacked south of Stepove. They did not make a big offensive from Berdichi. They just moved from south of it and now control back these houses. And there was been a small push from Berdichi, yes, but toward the north here. But the Russians are still there, and it's more like of a last chance, last attempt pushing from the Ukrainians than anything else. From this place, I don't have any information. I think by now it's Russian, but I'm not sure. Moving down, you have a lot of fightings at the directly to Lastochkine. The Russians are in this tree line and part of this tree line, but not all of it. This place, for example, and here is still Ukrainian, and the Ukrainians shoot from this city and from here. But this is quickly advancing, and I am actually very impressed that the Russians managed to move from here, because you really see that AVDIEVKA isn't a front that the Ukrainians are not caring about and not sending ammunition. And there has been a lot of bombing from the Russians with guided bombs on the ammo, on the munition and supplies hangars and stockpiles of the Ukrainians here. So I think they just have no more or little ammunition to fight. Because if it was Bakhmut, you would not have this close, this quick movement here or here, because they will be bombed with artillery, but there's been nothing here, very little artillery there, and it confirms what I was saying last time, that Avdiivka, yes, it's close, it's a big city fortified, but it makes no sense for them to hold it like Bakhmut, because there is no fucking big cities after it. It's just fields and rivers. Where when in Bakhmut you have Kramatorsk, so Sloviansk and all these cities. Um, Moving down, so you see a lot of YouTubers and mappers mapping these places as Russian, but be careful. I geolocated a fucking shitty videos that said it was Avdiivka, but it wasn't. So I searched for a lot. It was a it wasn't for today. It was like 3 weeks ago, I think. I found a video on Telegram, and the video showed this. I searched, and in the video it said like it's from Avdiivka. So I searched about Avdiivka, found nothing. But I ended up looking toward the what is this? Nevelsky, yes. And I found that it was Nevelsky, because if you see, there is this tower, this, like, you see that there is a small village here. In the video, the Ukrainians were shelled here. And if you look closer here, there is like, I don't know how to explain, a square of, they dug some ground, because it's lower here than here. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It's like a big pool, but not for swimming. And you see two small roads, two straight lines here, and one here. I know it's very hard to see, but in my video you could see it better. And yeah, the fields have a square shape, and the fields look like they has been shelled, but I don't think it's shelling. I don't know, but I search, and it's exactly here. So yes, you see there is this like dug in place square. There is the two roads here, and the shelling of the Ukrainians is here. So yeah, well, let me show you. In the video you see something like that, and for the city you have the tower. Yeah, the tower is here. You see its shadow here. So yes, I was good mapping. This was a good mapping here. So don't believe yet that the Russians are all here. I don't know. There has been no information. The previous informations about this place is that the Ukrainians were shelled here, meaning they are still here. That's all you have to know. In the Marinka front, I don't even look at it recently, because it's always the same thing. I'm not going to just search online to know which street has been taken. It's not worth it. Vugled are fighting as usual, but nothing really interesting. If you move here, I geolocated something today interesting. There has been no information, nothing about it today. You won't find anything online, I think, about this. There has been a video with absolutely no geolocation, no name dropped. The video just said that the group planes from the group V, Su-25 planes from the group Russian group V are striking the Ukrainians. It said no information, no place, no Zaporozhye front, no Spetokome. All you have to know is that the group V is fighting in the Zaporozhye front. So first I search in the video. What you see is that the planes, let me check. I took screenshots. So in the video you see this in the beginning. So some tree lines, a village here, nothing interesting. But the video starts turning to the right. The drone filming starts turning to the right, because there is two planes coming here to the front. So yeah, you see those the two planes. One here. The other you don't see it because I don't film all my screen. But basically the video In this video, this is the back view. You have the view toward the south here. Then the drone turns the camera to the right, following the two planes. Here you have a video toward the west, northwest, and you see the lake here, very recognizable. And then you end up seeing a zooming video image of the result of the strike. You have the big explosions. And I did not take a screenshot at the moment of the explosion because the smoke would hide everything interesting. But the explosions happened here. You see behind a big city. So all we know is that the video has been taken from a village with a lake on the north and another bigger city on the north. And when searching, I found this Reshetelovskoye. It's exactly what you see in the video. You have the very recognizable lake. In the beginning of the video, the first screenshot, you see this. You have this view, I think. Yeah, you see like something like this. Then the camera turns to the right, like to follow the planes. Then you see in the second screenshot where you see the planes. I circled red. You see this, and then the explosions happen like here. Wait, let me fucking. The explosions happened here. Why here? Because you see in the video, in the screenshot, you see something like this. Wait. Yeah, you see buildings here. You see a big building inside the city, and you see some river. Here you have some buildings and a riverbed. It's very interesting because when you check on the riverbed here, you see the small buildings you see. Then you have these things, and the big building you see in the video is let me check. I think it's this one. Wait. Oh yes, it's this one, the white building you see in the video. Here. I don't know if you see it actually, but anyway, you have the link to the video here. VOINDV 2198. And that's all for today because oh yes, sorry. So the interesting thing is that my previous mapping was like that. 19th March, for example, it was like that. So yes, in the video you see Ukrainians bombed here, but I mean my mapping wasn't that wrong compared to a lot of people's. So I'm just trying to prove that my mapping I'm not like mapping it without any information. But it's really I'm really trying to do the best. Perhaps I even mapped it right, but there was a push, but I don't know. Anyway, no, the mapping is here. The green line is here. No. And yes, beside that, there is no much information. I still have no information about this attack, but it seems that it was a failure, and there is no much information coming out of it. There is no more. The Ukrainians or the Russians are not talking about it, and there's been soldiers from the front, this front that said that there is nothing much happening anymore. So my analysis of this from AVDIEVKA, for example, I think that AVDIEVKA will be really encircled. That will be perhaps the first and only case of encirclement, of city encirclement in this war. Don't believe anybody who is don't believe, but the people who are saying that the Russians are trying to encircle are wrong, because we are not in 1940 or anything like that. Today you don't encircle. To encircle a place, you have to have pincers that are as wide as like 20-40 kilometers, and you have to have like 100,000 soldiers to manage a pincer, because when you do a pincer, the troops that are closing in, let me show you. Imagine you have a pincer here from the Russians. That means that the Russians that are here inside the pincer will have to fight towards the outside and towards the inside. It's not how it happens. And also today you don't fight like with 100,000 soldiers in a single place. It's not like that. So today the soldiers are in small groups, small operation groups, and they fight. It's like just like CSGO, for example. You have like 20 soldiers fighting against 20 soldiers in a place. That's how it happens. And also today you have drones, you have artillery, precise artillery, so you don't do a pincer. Because when you make a pincer, you have to stay in it, you have to hold it, you have to be yourself a wall for the enemy. And when you don't move, you are dead. That's all. So thanks for watching. I am happy for making this video, and thanks for everyone who subscribed and commented the last videos. And I did not expect it, and I didn't expect it to be this, to have a lot of views, but I'm happy and I hope you like it. So see you for the next video. Bye bye.